Hi everyone, welcome back to part 2 of our Iona scene. So I'll just give you a wee look at what we're doing. That's the picture there. Okay, and this is the one that we're working on here. So I'll just give you a wee recap of where we're at. So on part 1 we did all the sky and just a basic sort of layout of some of the water. We were getting some of our aqua tones in here as well. So today I'm going to tackle the rocks with a palette knife and work on this shore down here as well. And I'm going to put a little bit of, I've put a bit of pink in my palette, that's magenta there, so I'm going to put a little bit of that into my rocks across here. It just tends to make them look a bit more sort of faded back so that they're not too strong blue. And we'll maybe sharpen this line up a little bit as well. So we'll just get started. Just make sure that you can see all this okay. There we are. So I'm basically just using the same brushes as I was on part 1, and I'm just going to, I'm just going to mix up a little bit of lilac. So I'll start up with white, just a little bit of white first there, a little bit of ultramarine, that's always a good base colour for your lilac, and some pink. So that's quite pinky looking now, so I can make it a bit more blue. So there you are, that should be enough. So what I'm going to do is just sort of put some of this along here a little bit. Because it's oil, it's still fairly wet, so just see, it's not bad actually. So I don't need to cover all of it with this, but just a little bit and keep them quite flat. That lets you sharpen them up a little bit as well, if any wee sort of hairy bits on the end. Gets you a nice smooth line. So what I'm going to do, without going in with anything else, I'm just going to put some ultramarine without changing my brush colour, and I'm just going to put little bits through it because it's wet enough to blend this in so it won't come out too dark. So it gives that a wee bit of something that you can still see away in the distance. Sometimes I like to take the ultramarine and just go in and do a wee sort of shadow on some of them like that. Without doing detail, it just makes it look a wee bit more sharper. Quite hard to get definition when everything's still wet, but that's how I'm using the ultramarine. It's just sort of sinking in to the colours that's there. Like if I make that one a little bit sharper there, it puts the one behind it further back. And it's always good to get them sharp at the end. So I've still got little bits of the sky to work on, so the contrast of this being light and that being dark, I'll show that up as well. So I'm just going to sharpen my horizon line just a little bit more with a little bit of ultramarine and a little bit of grey. That keeps it nice and sharp. So I'm just going to go in here and get that nice and sharp. It doesn't need to be a single line, it can, as long as you get a nice flat line on the bottom there. Get it a wee bit thicker at this side. I might add a little bit more of my phthalo blue back in. That was nice and turquoisey, that's what we started some of this with, so that's quite nice to put into some of your dark colours as well. Just makes it look more like a blend. There we are. Another colour that I put on my palette as well was a wee bit of Viridian green, which is quite nice. That's quite a nice jadey green, so that'll make that really strong. So I'm just going to mix it with the fallow there on my palette. So this will make it a wee bit more zesty here. These kind of aqua tones, see that coming up now? That's quite nice. So just blend a little bit of that into your dark. That gives it a nice wee contrast with the light as well. So you can continue streaking that through there a little bit as well into some of the lights, which is quite nice. You get lovely colours on the shore up in the Highlands like that, so it's nice to show them off when you're painting. I'm just going to go a little bit more greeny up into the blue there. That'll just sink in between a blue and a sort of grey green, which is ideal. So I'm just going to smooth that in. It's worth getting that right, spending a wee bit of time getting that right there. So there you are, that makes that look a wee bit nicer there now. And if you like, you can use it to create wee sort of ripples, no detail, but just a few wee sort of ripples in that. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of this blue and the green, mainly blue, and just sort of go into the sides. My rocks are going to be covering over this as well, but just want to get this a wee bit right, and I might sharpen these up just a little bit more with the blue as well. This is my ultramarine. I'm going to give me a bit more ultramarine here just to get these a little bit sharper. So anything that you do stronger at the front of the rocks puts these ones back, so that's what we're aiming for. Get a nice sharpness on that with the ultramarine. Sometimes it's a good idea, I do this quite a lot when I'm putting my paint on, when I'm applying it, instead of just spreading it right away, just sort of dabble it on, you get a bit more out of it. Sort of do that and then spread it. It keeps that nice and strong there. So to get it nice and strong underneath, I'm going to go back with the grey and the green, and I'm just wanting to make that a wee bit stronger there. And just sort of fill that bit in. Not looking for any light there, but I want to just sharpen that a wee bit against the water, or vice versa, get your horizon line sharper. So I'm using like a 1/2 inch brush here. It's not even 1/2 inch, I don't think it's like 3/4 flat brush, so that's quite nice to work with this little bit. Now I'll go back to that. Now just before I start my rocks, I just want to touch up wee bits on the sky. Probably when it's dry and I've got more time, I'll probably go back in and do a bit more to the sky. So what I'm going to do, I might just stick with my small brush for now. Same brush, flat brush. And I just want to get a few wee darker bits in the sky. So I'm just mixing my two blues here. And it seems as if the sky's all sort of sweeping down that way. Sometimes that's quite nice to create like distance. So I'm just going to go for a little bit more of that. That brush is quite soft for the sky, so I think I'm just going to go in with my bigger brush. It gets it done quicker as well. So there you are. A wee bit more dramatic colours going into it. So it's still pretty wet there, so it'll just powder into that, which is quite nice. So what I'm doing here is I'm sort of balancing colours that's in here and into the sky, because that's what's reflecting in the water. So I just want to get a wee bit more of a sweep coming down here. So what I'm using here is just a tiny wee bit of the green into that fallow blue. So it's almost sort of turquoisey looking, so that's quite nice. Just to get a nice wee balance there. So you don't want to make it too colourful, just sort of blended in, like nice big sweeps. And I'm going to use my ultramarine. My brush is fairly dry at the moment, so that should give me nice big sort of sweeps going up there in and out the white as well. Yeah. This is nice, this brush, because it opens up and it gives you those wee sort of drags like that there. I'm just going to put another wee bit of ultramarine down there. It's almost closing right onto the mountain there. So I'm going to get in with my big brush now, because that's a wee bit sturdier now, and I'm going to try and get a little bit of darker tones up in the corners. Just a wee bit of everything that I've been using that's dark there now. So with it being a round brush as well, and I'm going round in circles, it fills in the grains of the board a little bit more, and it gives you nice formation in those clouds. So this going across here like this, I tend to use my finger just to smoke it in a little bit like that, and maybe another one under there, smoke it in a bit. I can also highlight some of the whites as well, but it's always good to interrupt everything in your sky. It makes it look good. Okay, so I'm just looking for a wee bit more of that greeny blue over there as well. So it gives it a nice balance with what's going on in the water. Sometimes it's quite nice to work on your board when it's just not soaking wet, it's just a little bit damp. It's a bit easier to work doing your clouds and things. Right, so I'm going to go in now with a little bit of white. It can have a little bit of lemon on it, it doesn't need to be pure white. And that's just really to sort of bring some of these up. So it's kind of flat, it's got a wee direction going like that, and you're just sort of making it nice and fluffy. So a little bit more of that. Just a sort of lighter cloud. I'll be putting some lilac down here, so after I've done that I'll be touching up some of these with a little bit of lilac as well. So that gives it another balance as well. So I'll go back and do a little bit more to that after I do the rocks. So I'm going to tackle the rocks now. So I'm just using a palette knife with a little step on it. Everybody's got their own that they like to use, their own style. So I'm just going to put some rocks here and up here now. So basically what I'm going to do here is just take my palette knife and take everything that's dark, the black, the blue, the green, even the other blue, and I'm just going to go for that now. And this one's quite high up, so I'm just going to do a wee sort of mark here first of where that's going to go, because that one's quite big. So I'm just going to do my palette knife with the rocks like that, and they'll get a wee bit higher as I go further back, and then a little bit more. Using Payne's Grey in here for my darkest colour, because Payne's Grey is quite a nice colour to let other colours sit on. So always keep your rocks flat on the ground to show that they're on the ground, otherwise they'll look like they're floating. So when I'm ready, I'll be putting some powdery white and blue up there as well. So these colours that I've got on here, if I go in now with a tiny little bit of white just on my palette, I can get some light in some of my rocks as well. And that's brought up a little bit of the green, which is okay, that's fine. Alright, so just to show different formations in the rock as well, you can just interrupt a couple of little bits. And if any are too light, you can just go back in with some of your dark colours and interrupt some of the lights as well. And you can always add other colours. Alright, so that's that side. I'm going to do some over this side now as well. So the rocks are fairly quick to do. So the same kind of colours, and I maybe add some pinks to get a sort of lilac in this one. So that one's sitting there and it's got a wee space, and it's got another one sitting there. I'll just do that now actually. It's got a little space and it's got some smaller rocks across there, which is coming up quite nice colours. So I'm just going to add a little bit of the highlight on the rock. Go back and shape them a wee bit. They're all a bit samey now, but I'll go back and shape them in a minute. So I'm going to, you go through quite a lot of paint when you're doing the palette knife, that's the only thing. You have to keep reloading your palette. Put a little bit of pink in this one, I think, just to make it a little different. So this one's a little lower down, a wee bit nearer us, and it's just coming from the side. So I'm just going to mark out a little bit there. That's quite nice with the pink. So, need more grey. So as I say, you go through this. So I'm just going to put a little bit more of that Payne's grey out. Or black, anything that you've got. But Payne's grey is quite a nice colour just to get a bit of strength into your colours. So there we are, that's the sort of darker bits in between. So just load your palette knife as much as you can with the colours. You're probably best getting it in darker first. Let's get some different ones. And then I'm going to add a little bit of white, just straight onto my colours. I'm not even cleaning the palette brush, the palette knife. I'm just going to put them straight in. I'll go back to some of them in a minute. Right, so that's okay there. And then this one here has got another one. I'll just let you see the picture again. Okay. So this one here's got another one just here, so there's a wee bit of a gap between it, so you've got these wee in shots here. So again, just start with my dark colours. A wee bit more pink in this side as well. So I'm coming down here now and I'm leaving a little gap. Maybe knock this one back just a tiny bit. So there's nice colours coming up in that. It's good to keep different colours to keep them separate from the next one as well. Okay, now before I do any more, I'm going to do a wee bit of base here. Okay, so I'm just going to get that in fairly quick. Probably need to take a clean brush because all my brushes are loaded with blue there. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this. I want to get loads of white, some fresh white I've put out here. So I'm going to get loads of this on here now. It's okay if it picks up wee bits of lilac and things like that. What I'm going to do as well, I'm going to put a bit of little bit of yellow actually just on my white, just to take it off white, and also maybe a little bit of ochre as well because that keeps it nice and sandy and creamy. But the colours are very vague down here, so It's up to yourself how sandy you want to make it really. Okay, so just slap all that white on there. The more white you've got on there the better, because you can relax putting your colours on, because you know they'll sit right on top of the white and it'll look nice. So I want to get as much on there as possible. So use the toughest brush you've got for this, just to get this on quicker, or you'll be there all day with a wee brush. Just try and get a big brush. Make sure it's a nice bristly one. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to take the same brush and I'm going to just add a tiny wee bit more golden sand through there. So a bit of lemon here, I'm mixing in a bit of yellow ochre and loads of white. Just keep it nice and smooth. So some of these are just sort of coming in and out these. Try not to touch. If you've got more time to do this, you're probably best getting all this in first and then putting your palette knife on, so that you don't drag any of these through. But that's okay. Just a little bit more coming around the edges. So basically you're just cleaning your brush, what you've got there, of what's left of the golden colours, just so that it shows through the water. You can pick up a few more along the way. So the idea is to make this look quite transparent. Only the first time that I did this picture, I did a lot of wee sort of powdery bits going up against the rocks, which made it look like dry land. But when I was finished that one, it seemed to look a bit more like sort of shallow waters. So whatever way you want it to turn out, whether you want it to look like a dry beach coming in here with more rocks, or more sort of shallow waters coming in, it's quite nice either way. I'm just keeping these quite sparse for now, so that I can put other colours in there. So loads and loads of white. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to go in at the bottom and mix a bit more lilac through there now, and some blues. So again, I'll just keep these kind of spaced out. And some of those nice blues, but keep them very, very fine. Even a bit more watery. Just let them go in and out your lilacs. The lilac's good for making things look shiny, and it's good for making things look quite transparent as well, because it's quite thin. It's good for distance. It's great for loads of things, lilac. So leave those wee lines, because that can just look like wee floaty bits of water, so that's fine. And get a bit more lilac in the corner here. So when it's dry, I usually go back and elaborate a wee bit more on it, because it's nicer to work on when you get to that stage as well. This is just a couple of wee dark bits coming in. Getting the wee dark bits, the dark bits are quite nice for showing up little bits of the water coming in, but just little bits like that. So now that I've got some of that in, what I'm going to do there, I'll put another tiny wee bit of lilac at the bottom, and then I'll finish off with a couple of rocks. Just wee ones like this on the beach. These wee ones, I'll just show you that picture again. Just doing a couple of wee rocks like that. Okay. So this is just a bit more lilac at the bottom. The lilac always sort of represents the sort of damp beach or the kind of watery bit. So what I'm going to do, just to finish off as well, I'm going to put little bits of white just at the bottom of my rocks. This is something that's nicer to do when it's a bit drier, but I'm going to just sort of go along here a little bit. This is okay, this bit, to do it the way it is now, but just a couple of wee streaks of white, nothing too detailed, just for the shore sort of coming in. And then maybe what you want to do is just get your brush quite thick white and just finish off the rocks like that, and it brings up little bits of the powdery rocks in the water sort of coming up, so that's quite nice to get that in. So once you've got that in as well, you can also take your brush and go back with some of the wee sort of aqua dark tones as well, just to let you see that that is water coming up there. A couple of bits like that. So I'm just dragging some of these along the knout, and then I'll take my big brush, hopefully there's not too much on this now, and I just want to drag that a little bit, just to spread them out. A few more wee white bits in here, because you might get wee sort of dry bits of the beach because the water's so thin here, it's just sort of puddly looking here. Get a few more little bits of golden yellow in there. Okay, so I'm just going to finish off now with a couple of little bits of my rocks. So a wee bit of pink and blue and grey, just everything really. So just a couple of wee tiny rocks just floating about here. So there's one there, and maybe another bigger one there. Now I haven't done the bottom of them because I'm just going to do some water sort of squishing around about them, and I'll just do another wee rock here, and that should do us. You can do as many rocks as you like. Bits of white on some of these. It's nice to get as many different colours as you can through your rocks. And as I say, you can go back and detail them a little bit more as well, and highlight them and separate like that rock from the front and so on. Okay, so I'm just going to sort of powder this little bit as well. As I say, this is much better to do this when it's dry, so I've just been really careful now. And same with that. So I'm going to actually just go around them. It's so shallow there, what I can do actually, I can take a little bit off the rock and do just a little wee shadow sort of coming under there, same with that one. Because whether it's water there or sand, there'll still be a wee reflective shadow underneath. Okay, so I'm just going to clean my brush, get some fresh white, and just to show that it is water, just bring up a couple of wee sort of fresh whites. There you go, that's just to show that that is water. Okay, so there you are, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, see you next time, bye bye.